This is a true crime in real time update from True Crime Today and the Hidden Killers podcast.
It was a moment out of a nightmare, a towering figure allegedly intoxicated, gripping a woman and hoisting her over the edge of a 17th-floor balcony. The screams, the terror, and the unimaginable fear were more than just allegations in a lawsuit. They were now part of a damning narrative against Sean Diddy Combs, a man whose name was once synonymous with success and influence in the entertainment world. But now, the public is left grappling with a darker image, one that seems to unveil itself further with each passing revelation. Fashion designer Bryana Bongolan, once known for her designs and collaborations, has now stepped forward with a story that is as chilling as it is disturbing. In a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, Bongolan alleges that in September 2016, during a visit to the Los Angeles apartment of Cassie Ventura, Diddy's then-girlfriend, she was the victim of an act of sheer terror. The claim? That Diddy, in an unprovoked act of rage and dominance, lifted her off her feet and dangled her over the edge of a balcony, 17 stories above the city streets. The scene described in the lawsuit reads like a thriller. Only this was no fiction. Bongolan states that the night began without incident as she visited Cassie's apartment. The two were friends, and the gathering was supposed to be a casual evening. But things took a dark turn when Diddy arrived unannounced, allegedly intoxicated, and in an erratic state. What started as a tense verbal exchange quickly escalated. Bongolan claims that Diddy's demeanor shifted sharply and his attention turned to her with a disturbing focus. According to the lawsuit, the confrontation moved to the balcony. Bongolan, sensing the danger, attempted to resist his advances, but her resistance only seemed to fuel his rage. In a moment she describes as pure terror, Diddy allegedly grabbed her, lifted her off the ground, and leaned her body over the balcony railing. The city lights below blurred as the gravity of the situation hit her. This was not a bluff. Her life was literally hanging in the balance. She claims that she begged for her life, and for reasons she cannot explain, he eventually released her. But the scars of that night remain etched in her memory. The allegations don't stop there. Bongolan's lawsuit reveals a deeper layer of tension within the household, recounting moments of alleged violence between Diddy and Cassie Ventura. She cites an incident where Diddy allegedly threw a large knife at Ventura, a moment that left Bongolan shaken and questioning the extent of what had been happening behind closed doors. The timing of Bongolan's lawsuit is significant. It arrives on the heels of a separate case involving Cassie Ventura, who accused Diddy of long-term abuse, including instances of physical violence and coercive control. The case, settled out of court in November 2023, reignited public interest in Diddy's personal life and behavior. For Bongolan, this new legal action is about more than seeking $10 million in damages for emotional distress, sexual battery, and false imprisonment. It's about bringing her truth to light. Diddy's representatives were quick to respond to the lawsuit, categorically denying the allegations and calling them baseless. Mr. Combs firmly denies these serious allegations and remains confident they will ultimately be proven baseless, the statement read. But for critics, this denial is beginning to sound like a broken record, given the mounting number of accusations against him. This case also brings into focus Diddy's current legal battles. The music mogul is already facing charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in a separate case that has kept him behind bars in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. With a trial date set for May 2025, he has been denied bail due to concerns about potential witness tampering. These charges, coupled with Bongolan's new allegations, paint a troubling picture of a man once celebrated for his innovation and business acumen. As the details of Bongolan's lawsuit unfold, the public is left to grapple with uncomfortable questions. How does someone with immense power and influence allegedly engage in such brazen behavior without immediate consequences? And how many more stories like Bongolan's are waiting to be told? The backdrop of the entertainment industry, with its history of power imbalances and unchecked behavior, looms large over this case. Bongolan's allegations echo the stories of many who have come forward in recent years, breaking the silence about abuse at the hands of those who seemed untouchable. Her courage to speak out adds to the growing chorus of voices demanding accountability, even when it involves someone as high-profile as Sean Diddy Combs. As I reflect on the allegations laid out against Sean Diddy Combs, one thing becomes disturbingly clear. This case is about far more than just a single night of terror. It's about a system that for years has allowed powerful individuals to act with impunity, unchecked and unaccountable. When someone like Bryana Bana Bongolan comes forward with allegations as detailed and harrowing as these, it forces us to ask, how did we get here? How has this behavior been allowed to fester? Let's break this down. At its core, Bongolan's story is about control, emotional, physical, and psychological. Allegedly dangling someone over a balcony isn't just an act of violence, it's an act of supreme dominance. It sends a message: I hold your life in my hands. The sheer arrogance of such an act, if true, reveals a mindset steeped in entitlement. For someone like Diddy, who has spent decades cultivating an image of power, influence, and invulnerability, this behavior, if proven, is both the symptom and the result of unchecked privilege. What strikes me as particularly chilling is the brazenness of it all. If Bongolan's claims are accurate, this incident happened in the presence of others, in the middle of a relationship that Cassie Ventura later described as abusive. It begs the question, how many people knew? How many witnessed this or other incidents and chose to stay silent? The entertainment industry, for all its glitz and glamour, has a long history of enabling these kinds of power dynamics. Silence becomes complicity, and complicity breeds more victims. This isn't just about Diddy or Bongolan. It's about the cultural blind spots that allow these stories to play out over and over again. The fear of speaking up is very real for victims, especially when their alleged abuser is someone as wealthy and influential as Sean Combs. Bongolan's decision to file this lawsuit is an act of bravery, not just because she's challenging someone with significant resources, but because she's doing so in the face of inevitable public scrutiny and backlash. And what about the psychological toll? Imagine the lasting impact of that night, not just the fear she felt in the moment, but the ongoing trauma of knowing that someone held her life in their hands and allegedly used it as a weapon. That kind of fear doesn't just disappear. It lingers, shaping every interaction, every decision, every step forward. For Bongolan, this lawsuit is likely about reclaiming some of that power, about drawing a line in the sand and saying, no more. But where does this leave us? If this case reveals anything, it's that these stories, these allegations, are part of a much larger pattern. They expose the rot at the heart of an industry that has long prioritized profit and image over accountability and justice. As the legal system begins to address these allegations, the rest of us are left with one burning question. What will it take for real, systemic change to happen? That's all for now. We'll keep digging and getting you the facts. Thanks for listening, and be sure to press subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
Where hidden killers roam, unnoticed, in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Brueski as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski.